Discover the shocking spiritual meaning of eye twitching and why it may be the #1 overlooked symptom of awakening. Your body is signaling a powerful energy shift, but are you listening? This message could change how you see everything. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but what if they're also the mirror reflecting the first signs of spiritual awakening? When someone begins to ascend spiritually, the eyes are often the first place where subtle shifts begin. Not everyone notices it at first. Maybe they brush it off as tiredness or too much screen time. But what's really happening is something deeper. Your vision is adjusting, not just to the world around you, but to a new inner reality that's beginning to bloom. During spiritual awakening, many people report what science calls visual distortions, but those who've walked the spiritual path longer know what's truly at play. Light begins to feel more intense. Shadows seem to carry stories. You may even catch glimpses of motion in your peripheral vision, what some call energy patterns or spiritual signs. These aren't hallucinations. These are ascension symptoms, your body trying to recalibrate to a new frequency. Eye twitching meaning becomes more than medical. It becomes metaphysical. It's not a coincidence that in ancient Egypt, the eye of Horus symbolized protection, intuition, and higher vision. They understood what modern psychology is only beginning to explore. That vision is linked to perception, and perception is filtered through the soul. What you see during spiritual awakening isn't just visual. It's metaphorical. You begin to see people's true intentions. You notice patterns in your life. Your eyes become more than sensory tools. They become instruments of discernment. This shift can feel overwhelming. Your old way of seeing no longer satisfies the soul. And so, the third eye activation begins. It's like trying to read a new language while still learning the alphabet. The body struggles to keep up with the spiritual upgrade. That's why some experience eye twitching, discomfort, or pressure around the brow area. These are spiritual eye symptoms, and they often precede an emotional or energetic transformation. The world starts to look different because you're finally seeing it as it is. Many lightworkers and empaths have reported similar vision changes during their awakening. If you search terms like twitching eye spiritual or vision changes awakening, you'll find thousands of shared experiences. They speak of becoming sensitive to brightness, of sensing emotions through someone's gaze, of crying for no reason when looking into the sky. These moments aren't random. They're your soul remembering what it means to be awake. They're part of the energy shift symptoms that few truly talk about. There's a reason so many spiritual traditions emphasize the act of seeing. In Christianity, Jesus said, "Those who have eyes, let them see." In Buddhism, meditation begins by closing the eyes, not to stop seeing, but to start seeing. The truth is, spiritual awakening begins when we stop looking with fear and start looking with faith. Your eyes may tremble, twitch, or sting during this shift, but don't dismiss it. These are not flaws, they're features of the upgrade. And what if these strange eye sensations aren't just reactions, but messages? What if every blink, every light flash, every twitch is your body whispering truths your mind hasn't caught up with? In that case, ignoring them is like ignoring a message from the divine. As your soul pulls back the veil, your physical eyes try to keep up. And just when you think it's just fatigue, something sacred might be coming into focus. Imagine this. You're sitting quietly, not stressed, not tired, and suddenly, your eyelid begins to twitch. Most people shrug it off as nothing. But in the spiritual world, this minor annoyance may be one of the clearest spiritual signs your body can give. Eye twitching has long been recognized across spiritual traditions as a message, a nudge from your energy field. And when you're in the early phases of spiritual awakening, this subtle, strange symptom often shows up before anything else. It doesn't always come alone. Many who experience this twitching eye spiritual symptom also report feeling emotionally stirred, more sensitive to energy, or unusually introspective. It's like your nervous system is picking up signals from dimensions your mind hasn't tuned into yet. While Western medicine sees it as a simple nerve reaction, spiritual healers and mystics have a different take. They consider this a sign that your body is processing a powerful energy shift, often triggered by inner transformation. In Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine, involuntary muscle movements, especially around the eyes, are viewed as energetic pulses from within. Some cultures believe a right eye twitch brings good news, while the left eye means caution or spiritual preparation. These aren't just superstitions. They reflect an understanding that the body and soul are not separate. When the soul shifts, the body twitches. The key word here is alignment between your physical self and your rising spiritual awareness. And here's where most people get stuck. They expect spiritual awakenings to be all about emotions, thoughts, or aha moments. But the body feels before the mind understands. That eye twitch could be your system integrating new spiritual downloads, especially after deep meditation, a breakthrough therapy session, or even vivid dreams. If you've experienced this recently, you're not alone. These are real ascension symptoms, and they usually precede massive inner growth. Search online for eye twitching meaning during awakening, and you'll uncover countless stories. People who never saw themselves as spiritual suddenly start noticing flickering lights, tingling between the eyebrows, or a pulsing feeling behind the eyes. Many of them link it back to a moment of deep internal shift, a realization, a release, a crack in the emotional armor. In those cracks, the soul starts to shine through, and the eyes become the first to react. This is where the third eye activation subtly begins. It's not always a grand vision or mystical insight. Sometimes it's a twitch that won't go away, a flicker, a tickle in your field of vision. And while most people grab caffeine or blame it on fatigue, those who are aware know better. Your soul is whispering through your eyelids. Your body is responding to frequencies that logic hasn't caught up with yet. It's subtle, but deeply powerful. So, the next time it happens, pause before brushing it off. Ask yourself, what am I not seeing? What truth am I resisting? Because often, these small eye spasms are like spiritual Morse code, brief but urgent. A symptom that something is awakening inside you. And the real question is, are you listening? Eye twitching is not random, it's a signal. In the realm of spiritual awakening, it symbolizes a clash between your ego and your soul. Your mind sees what's comfortable, but your spirit demands truth. That tension creates friction, and your body feels it first. That's where the twitching eye spiritual meaning begins. As your inner world expands, your physical senses try to keep up. The twitch represents disruption, but also alignment. It's the recalibration of your sight, physically and spiritually. You're beginning to perceive energy, frequency, and tension. That's the essence of spiritual eye symptoms. Have you ever looked at someone and instantly felt their mood shift? That's your intuitive vision awakening. With every energy shift, your eyes try to translate what can't be seen. This includes auras, synchronicities, or shifts in people's expressions. All signs of third eye activation in motion. This seeing isn't always comfortable. You may notice illusions breaking, people showing their true colors. Light feels sharper, and the unseen becomes more visible. That disorientation isn't confusion, it's progress. These are ascension symptoms, and your soul knows exactly what it's doing. You'll also feel it emotionally. Crying for no reason, feeling pressure near your forehead, sensations during meditation that make you feel watched or connected. All of it links back to your vision being upgraded. These are core spiritual signs of internal transformation. Your eyes are trying to unlearn the lies they were trained to accept. That discomfort? It's the soul detoxing your perception. The twitching becomes a messenger, whispering that truth is near. That old filters are being removed. You're beginning to see life as it is, not as you wish. And here's the beauty. The more you surrender, the clearer things become. Eye twitching, when embraced, becomes a sacred invitation. Your body isn't malfunctioning, it's waking up. The question is no longer why is this happening? It's what am I finally ready to see? First, stop fighting it. Most people panic when spiritual eye symptoms arise, thinking something's wrong. But resistance tightens energy and delays clarity. The body isn't betraying you, it's speaking to you. Soften your response and listen. Try gentle practices to support the process. A yoga, palming, or simply closing your eyes during meditation can help. These restore balance to the optic nerves and calm energetic friction. Ask your higher self, what truth am I not seeing? Let intuition respond. Nature is a powerful recalibrator. Spend time under sunlight with eyes closed, or in darkness with no distractions. This balances the pineal gland, the heart of your third eye activation. It also reconnects your biological and spiritual rhythm. Natural light heals at a soul level. Keeping a journal can be surprisingly effective. Note the times you experience eye twitching or vision changes. Were you stressed, inspired, or meditating? Over time, patterns emerge. These reveal how your energy responds to different ascension symptoms. You're not just seeing light, you're learning how to read energy. The twitch is the gateway. Pay attention to what comes right after it: sudden insights, emotional waves, or physical chills. All of this is part of the energy shift symptoms that precede major breakthroughs. Let go of the idea that normal vision means healthy perception. Your vision isn't failing, it's evolving. As your soul awakens, your eyes must adapt. You're being rewired to perceive both form and essence. Don't seek the old clarity. Seek the new understanding. This is not about fixing your eyes. It's about trusting their transformation. Spiritual awakening changes every part of you, and the eyes just happen to be loud messengers. So next time your vision shifts, ask yourself, what am I finally seeing that I used to ignore? Spiritual awakening doesn't always sound like thunder. Sometimes it begins with a twitch, a tiny pulse that most people ignore. But when the soul starts speaking, it often whispers through the body. And your eyes? They're the first to listen. That's not discomfort. It's a divine knock at the door. We've been trained to chase signs in the sky, but overlook the ones in the mirror. Your vision shifts for a reason. The twitch in your eye, the sensitivity to light, the new way you see people, none of it is random. These are spiritual signs, gently trying to wake you up. Are you paying attention? If you felt like the world looks different lately, maybe it's because you're finally seeing it without the illusion. Spiritual eye symptoms show up when truth becomes too big to hide. The more your soul expands, the more your perception sharpens. It's clarity disguised as confusion. Your body is on your side. The twitch isn't a flaw, it's a message, a signal that your soul is downloading something important. You're not broken, you're aligning. And with every energy shift, your eyes become bolder in reflecting what your spirit already knows. So next time your eye twitches, pause. Don't run from it. Ask it a question. What truth am I avoiding? What clarity am I afraid to accept? These moments aren't symptoms of stress. They're ascension symptoms, leading you toward your next chapter. Honor them. If this message stirred something in you, you're not alone. Many lightworkers are experiencing this same awakening right now. That's why staying connected matters, because in this journey, shared wisdom accelerates healing. Subscribe and share with someone who's also opening their inner eyes. You might think this is the end of the message, but it's just the beginning of your vision. Let every blink remind you, you are awakening. You are remembering. And next time you feel that twitch, it won't be fear. It'll be a sacred invitation to see.